Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. Martin County Emergency Management, county leadership, and our municipal and public safety partners continue to participate in calls with the State Emergency Management Team and the National Weather Service in Melbourne, twice daily as we monitor the path of Hurricane Dorian. As Dorian moves closer, we urge you to make your preparations now. Know your risks, build a kit, have a plan, stay informed, and get involved. We have some important information to share with you tonight. I'll cover a few key items, and then I'll turn it over to Commissioner Campy, and finally, Superintendent Lori Gaylord. Please register for emergency alerts by texting Alert Martin to 888-777. That's text Alert Martin, one word, to 888-777. That'll allow us to reach you on call, text, and email at the ways that you want to be reached. Please stay connected with us. You can call 772-287-1652 for any storm-related questions between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. We want to thank United Way and their wonderful volunteers who've been able to help us staff our Community Information Center. Up-to-date emergency information may be found on the county website at www.martin.fl.us/hurricane. Residents are also encouraged to follow Martin County on Twitter at MartinCountyGov and Facebook at www.facebook.com/Martin County Board of County Commissioners. Our waste management crews will be following the regular pickup schedule and working through Saturday to clean up all vegetation and trash debris with green tags and any current work orders. Sand and bags will be available Friday and Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at 2151 Southeast Aviation Way in Stewart, across from the fairgrounds. Residents should plan to bring a shovel and fill their own bags. There is a limit of 25 bags per person. We are planning shelter openings in anticipation of Hurricane Dorian. Locations and opening days and times are still being evaluated. Shelters are places of last resort. If you have friends or family outside the storm's projected path you can stay with, please make those plans and begin evacuating now to those safe locations. Thank you. And I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Campy.
Thank you, Michelle. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some exciting news to share as we prepare for the hurricane. Superintendent of Schools Lori Gaylord and the school board has been working with the county staff, and we are pleased to announce the fact that we have worked out an arrangement with the school district to open a pet-friendly shelter, the first time here in Martin County history. It will be located on Willoughby Boulevard in Stewart at the Willoughby Learning Center, which was formerly known as the Challenger School. It's next door to Pinewood Elementary. This facility, and Lori can share some of the details, will be available to up to 300 residents, and there will be information on the specifics on how that will work on our Facebook pages, on the school district Facebook pages, on our websites. The pets will be crated, but you can bring your pet. You must stay with your pet while you are there. And this is the first time we've had this opportunity, and it's something that the community has asked us for. And I'm so thrilled that we were able to collaborate with the school district and offer this to our residents. I think it will offer residents that are in love with their pets the opportunity to evacuate if need be with their pets, where in the past maybe they stayed in harm's way because we didn't offer an opportunity for them to take their pets with them. So we are pleased to offer this to our citizens. It will be for Martin County residents only, as most of our neighboring counties have that similar restriction. In regards to the hurricane, like we always say, Floridians are used to handling these kind of situations. We've become pretty good at them. I would caution people not to take this too lightly. You would rather overplan and realize that it didn't turn into something as dramatic as we had anticipated versus underplanning and really being caught in the lurch. So with that, I would turn it over to Superintendent of Schools, Lori Gaylord.
Thank you. We just think that this has been a collaborative effort with the Martin County Board of County Commissioners and the school district to be able to offer this for the first time for citizens in Martin County. And this is, a first go-round for us, so you have to bear with us because as we try to get it right. One of the things that we ask is that, again, Martin County residents, it will be open for dogs and cats only. One of the things we ask you to do is to please bring a crate or a cage for your pet if you have one. We will have some available at the shelter, but we're asking for people to please bring a crate or a cage if you have one. Also, you will be required to clean up after your pet. So that's part of your job while you're at the shelter with your pet, even when it's outside. You'll need to bring food for your pet and some food bowls. If your pet is on medication, please bring your medication. If you, the owner, is on medication, bring your own medication as well. People will be separated from their pets. There will be an area for the pets, and there will be an area for the people. You may visit your pet, and keep in mind that the shelters that will be open, the only shelter that has air conditioning is for the special needs, and that's at Anderson Middle School. Shelters are for emergency purposes. They will house the people. The pet shelter at Willoughby Learning Center will house the people and the pets, but there's not air conditioning if we lose power. So please keep that in mind. So as we open the shelters are available for the safety of our citizens. They don't have the creature comforts of your home. So one of the things we also ask that you bring is if you current rabies vaccination certificate, shot records, a leash and a collar for your pet. The owners must be 18 and over to come stay in the shelter with your pet. If your pet requires some cleaning supplies, because we know that during the storm they may be separated from the owners, we want to try to take care of everyone as we can, safely, and cleanliness in the shelter. You may need to bring some pet pads or some newspaper and some comfort items for your pet. So I guess we'll take some questions as we go. I'm sure you'll have some other questions about other shelters. I guess I'll go ahead and talk about the other shelters that will be open. Warfield Elementary School, Port Salerno Elementary School, Hidden Oaks Middle School, Jensen Beach High School, and the Special Needs Shelter Anderson Middle School. Pardon? Warfield Elementary School in Indiantown. Oh, okay, good. So for the residents in Indiantown, we had discussed opening a pet shelter at the Indiantown Adult Ed Center. We were in the process of being able to evaluate that structure. However, Dorian has not been cooperative, and it has come early. And we do not have that facility at this point in time to understand whether it's storm-worthy or not to be able to accept pets. So at this time, Indiantown Adult Ed Center is not open to take the pets. However, we would like to know from the people from Indiantown. We have heard that there is a need, and please let us know how many people would be interested pursuing that for the future for us to have have a pet center in Indiantown.
Thank you. You're up.
Any questions?
Can you give us an idea of what have you been doing over the last couple of days in preparatory?
Absolutely. So we've been meeting with all of our partners, our county, municipal leadership, all of our folks, reviewing our plans, making sure that our staff and our colleagues are ready and prepared, putting into place what we might need in case we do need to activate shelters, when we activate shelters, just going through our checklists and making sure that everything is set.
Anything infrastructure-wise, experience management?
I can speak to
Yeah.
that. We've had some severe rain in the last couple of days leading up to this weekend, like little practice rounds. And we had all of us, I'm sure my colleagues, Commissioner Smith and Commissioner Hetherington, as well as Commissioner Hurd and Commissioner Jenkins, receive calls from constituents concerned that they've seen more water on streets or in swales. So we have been sending our engineering and public works staff out to review that areas that are normally choke points are clear, conduits and other mechanical structures that manage water flow are operating. It's not uncommon in large rain events to have the street in front of your home flood. It's not uncommon for low-lying swales to flood, but the good news in Florida is they drain very quickly. We have done as much as we can in terms of being prepared for what could be a significant rain events on top of clear saturated areas. Conduits and what we do mechanical structures that block manage water flow are operating in their yards. It's not uncommon in Western Martin County in large rain events to have. And the other thing that I have found very, very helpful, as long as you're not putting yourself in harm's way, if you see a drainage structure in your neighborhood that is clogged, and you can safely get out there with a rake and clear it, that can also be very, very helpful. So with that, I would entertain any other questions.
And nothing needs to be done between now and whenever you're ready to get here?
Well, I think have a safety plan, obviously. You need to have a safety plan with your family, and we will be closed on Tuesday. Schools are closed Tuesday in Martin County. We will have early dismissal tomorrow, Friday, for our families, and we know that there are families that need to evacuate. So taking that into consideration, I thought it was really important to let families know that the schools will be closed Tuesday in case they do evacuate, and they can make their necessary plans to be able to return back to Martin County. I think as the storm approaches and hits us, and they're predicting for Monday, we know that people in the shelters on Monday, we will need to have time to be able, depending on the severity of the storm, we will need to have time to exit the people from the shelter and to be able to do the cleanup for the shelter to be able to get schools back open. And that's why I think it was necessary for us to go ahead and announce early so that people can make their plans. And you know, obviously we're concerned about the safety of our students and the families and obviously all the citizens of Martin County. So that's why we made the announcement early.
The other thing that we've been working on ahead of time is our lifeguards basically pull double duty, and when we do activate the shelters, they come off the beaches and man some of our shelters. So at some point this weekend, we'll be taking the lifeguards off the beaches, which means effectively they are closed. I know that a lot of people like to head out surfing prior and during hurricanes. We would strongly recommend against that. There are rip currents that are different than regular rip currents during a hurricane event, and they will not be guarded beaches. The other thing that we always say that I think is helpful is try to be neighborly. Help your neighbors that are struggling with projects. Check on elderly neighbors, check on people that live alone, see if you can help them. We've been through this quite often. I think as a community we do very well. You can rely on county employees and our first responders in the sheriff's office and fire rescue, but there's nothing better than neighbors looking out for neighbors. And so the other thing that we always talk about is it's also very dangerous after the storm. Quite a few people get hurt. You've been in the house a couple of days, kids head out, there are down power lines, there are fire ants, there are snakes and other, predators, if you will, in the puddles that kids like to play in. And so a lot of times people get hurt after the storm. And I would also say now as I get older, be careful on ladders and be careful, a lot of folks that overexert in an effort to save money, putting their own panels up or carrying furniture into the house. We don't need to hear about fatalities due to heart attacks. Yes, generators. You think that people would have sort of the basic understanding of generators, but sometimes they don't. If you are running a generator, obviously you don't run it in your home. Some people feel it's okay to run it in the garage. It's not, or even outside of windows that are open. These are the tragedies that can take place after the storm and not specifically directly storm related, but can still lead to tragedies. A lot of people have generators now, and I think it's important that you understand that's like running a small car in your home. So you definitely would not want to do that.
Chief Schobel, could you talk about what the fire department is doing, particularly for the storm, how you guys are getting ready?
Yes, good question. We're ramping up staffing as needed. We're obviously putting certain measures in place just to make sure we're able to respond even during the high water events. But I want to echo some comments, outstanding Commissioner Campy. Fire alarms in your homes. Make sure the batteries are operational now. If not, go out and pick some of those up as well. The smoke detectors, during these events that we see, we have a higher incident rate of structure fires, and that can be use of candles or extension cords and so forth. So make sure your smoke detectors have working batteries. Oh, thank you. Commissioner Smith just reminded me, fueling generators, you need to shut it off before you fuel it. It's hot, gasoline's highly flammable. Be very cautious, and again, those comments, generators are only utilized in well-ventilated areas, and make sure that is well with refueling. Patience? Have patience as well, very good comment. Your first responders out there, law enforcement, fire rescue, are doing everything we can to get to you. Florida Power, our FP&L, they're doing everything they can to restore power. There's a lot of folks out there, our Public Works Department, and trying to clear roads and do things. Just please have patience with us. If Dorian does come and deliver a direct hit, we're going to have several down trees, and it's going to take time to clear roadways. I love the comments about being neighborly. Help your neighbors with sandbags, with shutters up, and so forth. This is a great time to have a feel-good over a, unfortunately, nasty event that can come our way, but helping out your neighbor really goes a long way.
We can go back to the pet-friendly shelters. At what point, or do people need to pre-register, and then if so, at what point can they start doing that?
Well, the shelters, at this point in time, the shelters, we're not planning to open until Sunday. We don't have an exact time on that yet. And we would love people to be able to pre-register. We realize that that may not be a possibility for some people. There's information available on our website, martinschools.org, as well as our, our Facebook, our Twitter feed, as well as the county information as well.
And the list of shelters that you mentioned earlier that will be available, that went by kind of fast.
Oh, okay.
Is there someplace where that list is going to be, is that on your website already?
That should be on our website as well, but I'll go over them again. It's Warfield Elementary School in Indiantown, Port Salerno Elementary School, Jensen Beach High School, Hidden Oaks Middle School, Anderson Middle School for the Special Needs Shelter, and Willoughby Learning Center for the Pet Shelter.
We estimate that the pet shelter can hold approximately 300 adults and their pets. I don't believe that we will reach that capacity. So registration maybe in the future is something we would look into. The tricky part of pre-registering now is if we held a spot for you and you made other plans and we thought you were coming. Not that I think we would maximize capacity, but the facility that we worked out with the district to use is ample and adequate for holding quite a few citizens. And the nice part, being centrally located, it's accessible to everybody in the county.
And I will say, this has been a collaborative effort with Martin County and the school district to be able to provide this. This is the first time that we've been able to offer this, and so, we're happy to do this for the safety of our citizens.
Do you know when the decision will be made, when the shelters will be made available?
Probably as we proceed forward with the storm, as, the timing of the storm and things like that. Michelle probably can update us on that.
Yes. As we get some more information from the National Hurricane Center, as we find more information about the impacts and timing, we'll be able to finalize those plans and get that information out to you.
Thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it.
Thank you.